Ninjas2, and it's pretty cool. It's a beat slicing plugin where you can either use like a transient detector to slice up the beats, or you can just do like an even number or whatever slices you want. So I'll show you that real quick. And this plugin's available as either an LV2 or a VST. Perfect. So first thing we need to do is load a sample. And I'm just going to go back to my drum samples folder here. And I've got some loops. I made a loop earlier this week in a video. However, I also have some break beats that are free to use here. We're at 120. I'll just grab a 120 break beat then. I'll just go with this first one. And we can see already that it gave us some suggestions on where it would slice up based on transients. And you can adjust the sensitivity here for more or less slices, but I find right about in the middle works pretty good if you want to, you know, grab each slice for each transient. But then, you know, if you're more concerned about timing, then perhaps you'd like to slice this evenly across a certain number of, you know, 16th notes. So we'll go with 16. And instead of going with onsets, which is the transient there, we'll go with raw. And it'll just be 16 even slices when I click slice. And then you can play each one. You can also change these if you want to loop or play backwards or loop backwards. But I'm just going to leave them as single shots playing forward for now. And then I'll show you how you can reconstruct this on the timeline. So we have 16 slices here, and our subdivision on our timeline in our project is 16. So I'm going to close this real quick. We'll go over here, and I believe this starts. Let's just check again. I think this starts. It's at, I think it's C5. But let me just get rid of everything we have here. C4, okay. So C4 is the starting note. The other thing we need to do is, because these are sustained samples, essentially, is we need to change this from percussive back over to the standard sustained note type. That way it'll be a full 16th note that plays. So go back into draw mode. We'll start it. If I just start at C and then start drawing these in one right after the other, you know, little Stairway to Heaven. Then it should play the thing through straight, just as it is in the sample, especially since we're at 120 beats per minute. So if I hit L, it sounds exactly like the break. So the cool thing about this is I can change the tempo with it sliced up here. It might start sounding weird if I get really far away from the source tempo. Let me just stop it real quick, and we'll change the tempo to something like 150 beats per minute. And move our loop here, and then loop that. I mean, that's pretty usable. We could do that. And then if we wanted to kind of change this up a little bit, we could, like maybe we'll want to just pull some of these notes around. This might sound horrible, I don't know. We'll find out. And if you wanted to, you could throw 30-second notes in there and get it really glitchy, whatever you wanted to do. And then also what you could do is take and select all of these notes, then hit Alt-5 and give this a swing. So I could quantize this to like a 15% swing. And it'll give kind of like a shuffle beat sound. Anyway, that's a fun one. Easy to mess around with. And then beyond that, there are some cool plugins by, I think it's just, I forget what it's called. I think it's just B plugins or anyway, this B.Oops plugin, it's a lot like if you're familiar with D-Blue's Glitch plugin for Windows, you can sequence in some different effects. So I'll show you that real quick. Just real quickly here. B.Oops. Insert. Okay. Now I'm going to change this mode from autoplay to host controlled. So it should play when I click play in here. And then I want to set this from bars to beats. And I want it to be 16 steps. So it should play through with each. Yeah. So we'll just add some different effects in here to showcase this. Show it real quick how it works. So when you click add, you get this amp and you can change it to a number of different effects. Let's do like a ring modulator. And I'll just add that on these downbeats. And maybe turn the frequency up and the ratio up. It'll probably sound bad, but let's just hear it. And we can keep layering on effects here. So let's go with like a reverse. Crush this one. Like 8-bit crushing. Or 4. I don't know. And then we could even do like a filter, I believe. There's a ton of effects in here. So this is not always the easiest thing to edit. Alright, so I'll make this one a low pass and I'll just pull the frequency down. Anyway, that's kind of fun to play with as well. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover regarding sampling.